This episode of Destructoid is brought to you by Jackthreads. Coming up on Destructoid, Grand Theft Auto 5 has crazy, wacky characters, Watch Dogs is officially confirmed for next gen, and Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is the game that I've always wanted, and now I have it. All that and more right now on Destructoid.
Welcome to Destructoid. I'm Tara Long.
And I'm Max Scoville.
Happy Tuesday, Max Scoville.
Happy Tuesday, Tara Long.
It has been quite a whirlwind.
Oh my
today,
God, this is a very, very busy week. Mom and Dad are out of the office. Zach and Adam are off doing crazy things at events and stuff. I had to go to an event yesterday and get a review up. And I'm going to an event right after this.
God,
everything
so
is
popular.
just, yeah, all of the boys want to take me to the Harvest Time Ball. We actually went to an event last week that was very exciting. It's about a little game called Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't know if you've heard about it. We can't actually talk about what we saw yet, but we can talk about the new trailers that showed up today. There's one for each of the protagonists. If you haven't already seen these, you should just go and watch them. It's okay. You can pause me. I'll wait. Anyway, so if you don't want to go watch the trailers, I'll sum them up for you. They showcase Michael, Trevor, and Franklin, the three very drastically different characters who are all somehow protagonists of the same game together. Michael, as we know, is a former bank robber living under witness protection. He's pretty well off. He's got a cushy deal. But as this trailer shows us, he's not exactly happy, and he seems to be in the midst of a midlife crisis, kind of torn between wanting to stay comfortable and also wanting to shake things up a bit. Meanwhile, Franklin's trailer shows us how he's trying to rise above petty crime and get out of the hood, but how his friends seem to kind of be holding him back, and anybody worried that GTA 5 is going to skimp on the kind of West Coast gangster culture from San Andreas should be relieved, because that seems to be very much present. And then finally there's Trevor, who looks to be the fan favorite. Trevor is the career criminal redneck psychopath with a penchant for mayhem and waking up in his underwear, apparently. And hey, there's a juggalo thrown in for good measure. Whether or not these three very different characters manage to actually mesh well remains to be seen. We still have not seen a great portion of this game. Maybe we have, but you guys haven't. But you know, Grand Theft Auto 5 certainly appears to be trying some new things. I think Trevor looks awesome, and I'm sure everybody's getting really excited about him. But I'm actually most interested in Michael. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't he the first GTA protagonist who actually has a wife and kids? Ooh. That could be interesting. Anyway, GTA is hitting PS3 and 360 on September 17th of this very year, and yes, we know you want a PC version. You don't need to comment about it.
The hardest part about watching all these GTA 5 trailers is knowing that we know about them and that we can't talk about them yet.
We know the secrets.
Yes, all of them.
Not
Every
really.
single one. No, we don't know anything. We have been wondering for a while, though, when that exclusive was going to pop up that made us all just want to go out and buy an Ouya, and maybe it's not here yet, but today we are at least one step closer. Kim Swift, the creator of Portal and Quantum Conundrum, announced the new project from Airtight Games yesterday called Soul Fjord. It's a randomly generated dungeon crawler that combines blaxploitation themes with Norse mythology. Finally, someone had the idea to do that.
Yeah. Been waiting for that one.
So there's an announcement trailer up for it, which introduces us to the lead character, Magnus Jones, who recently died and is trying to fight his way into Valhalla before the party gets started. It's set in the 1970s, so obviously there's a big emphasis on the funk and soul music from that era. And all the combat is rhythm-based, interestingly enough. So I hope you like the music from that era, otherwise you may not have fun. We don't actually have an idea of how the game plays yet, since the announcement trailer is mostly just an introduction to the story. But there is a developer diary, up on Ouya's YouTube channel, where some of the team members talk about their inspiration for the game. Again, though, there's very little gameplay, and mostly it kind of just reads like an ad for Ouya. Like everything is very scripted, and it's just strange. Either way, I'm excited for this. It is an Ouya exclusive. It may be coming out on Android or some other platforms later, but for the consoles, it is an Ouya exclusive. And I think this is a pretty good step towards making the system look a little bit more appealing. It's one of the first exclusives that's been announced.
Yeah, I mean, they hyped up the whole kind of, making this really accessible to developers, and then we got Donut Cop. And Dub Wars or whatever. So it's cool to see Kim Swift throw
100 names that
in
I
there.
couldn't even...
Exactly, yeah. So back to the AAA garbage. In addition to GTA 5, the other big open world crimey sandbox game where the police guys chase you is Ubisoft's Watch Dogs, of course. And there is a new trailer for that today, as in addition to the GTA one, so all the kids are fighting in the comments. But the new trailer, I'll admit, actually gets me much more interested than the previous ones have. The new trailer gives us more insight into the motives of the protagonist. God, it's just a big day for character development. His name's Aiden Pierce, we knew that. He's out for revenge for what I'm guessing is the murder of his family, making him sort of like a 21st century Punisher, using the entire city as his weapon instead of just shooting people. But he also shoots some people too, because it's a video game.
It's important.
What really grabs me about the trailer is the music, which I feel like was missing from the previous kind of Watch Dogs stuff they showed off, and it really sets the tone for the game. No idea what the song is, actually kind of curious, but if the rest of the game has that kind of really tense vibe to it, I am absolutely down. The other piece of information to come for this trailer is the release date and the platforms. Watch Dogs is coming November 19th in North America and November 22nd in the UK. It'll be hitting PC, Wii U, PS3, PS4, and Xbox 360, and other next-generation consoles, which is what we have to keep saying until Microsoft tells us what their new goddamn Xbox is officially called.
Who knows when that will happen? Guys?
May 21st is when that is being revealed.
Yeah, that's the date. I was actually also really interested in that song from that trailer. I went down to the comments to try to see if anybody had pointed it out, but nobody knows.
Whole bunch of people
Maybe
being like, "This is dumb. GTA is better." Hey.
Maybe one of you guys can tell us what song that is, because we suck at internet sleuthery. So it's been a week since Dead Island Riptide came out. So naturally, its developers have already announced their next game. That time is up. It's called Hellraid, and it's a co-op first-person hack and slash that pits you against the armies of hell, which I guess is made up of zombies and some really creepy golem-looking things. Yeah.
Sure.
Looks cool. I'll take it. This game was actually announced back in 2012 under the name Project Hell, and it was described then as a medieval Dead Island spin-off. And based on the few screenshots we have, I'd say that's not a totally unrealistic comparison. They have set up a website at hellraid.com with some info on the game. According to their description, Hellraid combines elements of hack and slash RPGs, first-person shooters, and online multiplayer games. So it's a little bit of everything in there. They have questing, weapon crafting, boss fights, armor customization, leaderboards, ton of stuff. There's an advanced combat system also with melee, ranged, and magical weapons. And for the online component, they've randomized all of the challenges, enemies, and loot. So hopefully that will increase the longevity a little bit. Does this look interesting to you guys?
I'm actually into this.
I thought the screenshots were actually a little bit intriguing, but then I remembered Dead Island Riptide, and now I think maybe I should approach this with caution.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm actually, for some reason, I guess I'm just really burned out on zombies, but being in a hell dungeon with a bunch of just hitting demons in the face, somehow that seems like...
I don't know if they were zombies. They looked like zombies.
Yeah,
they could be any kind of disgusting mythical creature.
Look at that logo. God, that's so metal. Like, it matches my shirt. I'm kind of down for that. But, I mean, it's Techland. It's, Techland, they make weird stuff, but I mean, I think people get into this.
Yeah.
I could be okay with hitting something in the face with an axe, so there's that.
I'm always okay with that. So later this year on PC, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3, no next-gen consoles.
Hope it doesn't get stuck in development hell. All right.
And on that note, let's thank our sponsor. All right, so shopping for clothes is terrible. That's not even up for debate. Everyone knows it. Everything is expensive. Nothing is ever in your size. But with JackThreads, shopping can actually be a relatively pain-free experience. JackThreads is an invite-only shopping club just for guys that offers premium apparel brands like Kid Robot, Hurley, and Stussy at up to 80% off retail price. Not only is it cheaper, it's also curated, so you get the best street skate and surfwear clothes you can find without having to sift through a pile of ugly crap at the store. Typically, there is a waitlist to join, but if you head over to jackthreads.com/destruct, we can get you in right now, so no waiting. Again, that is jackthreads.com/destruct. for hassle-free shopping and nice clothes.
Buy some pants!
Yes.
So the big thing that happened today is the embargo was up for the reviews for Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
Yes.
And Jim Sterling has his review over on Destructoid.com.
Yeah.
And he wrote some nice things about it. He was into it. The thing about the game is it's very much sort of like a stripped-down, kind of streamlined version of Far Cry 3 that is also all of these colors and a few more.
Yes.
And it's very, very stupid. It's very... Jim was actually praising the... it basically does it tongue-in-cheek. There's some parts that kind of... are obvious that it's kind of joking, but other stuff he kind of praised it for staying in character as a terrible 80s action movie, and that's something that I really loved about it too.
It totally owns that.
There's they got Michael Biehn doing the voice. I mean, it's taking all the mechanics of Far Cry 3 pretty much. You got the sort of stealth thing and the garrisons you got to liberate and the guns and things like that. Except now everything is sort of cyber or lasery or neon.
How similar is it to Far Cry 3, actually?
Mechanically, playing it feels about the same.
Okay.
I mean, they took out some of the stuff. There's no co-op. There's no multiplayer. It is again a standalone title. So you don't need Far Cry 3 to play it, and it's a completely unrelated story that you don't need to understand Far Cry 3 to
So you would recommend this for people who have played Far Cry 3 and people who haven't?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you think it looks stupid and fun, then you're right. And if you were kind of on the fence about Far Cry 3, or you just were like, nah, I don't know if I want to get into that, this is a great option. It's like $15, and that I think that's out on PSN in North America today, and then everywhere else on everything else. It comes out tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's not out on Xbox Live.
It's
till
a
tomorrow.
weird, wonky release date. Anyway, Jim has his review over up on Destructoid.com, which I recommend going to read. And if you want an idiot with nice hair to yell in your face and say some swear words, we also have my review over on Rev3 Games. So
yeah, I'm not going to watch
out.
your review because I'm going to go home and play it.
Oh,
how about that?
You still haven't finished Far Cry 3, Tara. Bring that back to the office. I want to replay it.
It's such a long game, and I'm stuck on one part.
Anyway.
That is all the time we have for today's show. If you miss us while we're gone and not here on this set, you can always find us over on Twitter. I am Tara Longest, he is Max Scoville, and the show is Destructoid Show. Of course, we're going to be back here on Friday for another one of our world-famous live shows. That is happening at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time right here on youtube.com/Destructoid, and we'll tweet it out so you guys know.
There's another
reason
Twitter
to follow us on Twitter. Yeah.
Anyway, we love you guys. Have a good night.
Good night.